Hello everybody, it's Non-Scene News here, and today we've got some breaking news coming from a lot of political updates today, so let's just start. And obviously, probably the biggest news is coming from the parliamentary elections in the United Kingdom. So, if you didn't know, the parliamentary elections in Great Britain was going on, and the Labour Party has won by a landslide victory. So Labour wins the parliamentary elections in Britain with 410 out of the 650 seats in the House of Commons, with the Conservatives in second place with only 131 seats. So the Conservatives is Rishi Sunak's party. So the former, I should say now, of former Prime Minister of Great Britain. And the Liberal Democrats come third in the UK elections with 61 out of 650 seats, and Farage's Reform UK is fourth with 13 seats. So very, very interesting, and I'll obviously keep you updated on that. We got some news coming from the Kazakhstan capital. I forgot to say in my previous update. So Putin met with the acting president of Iran, and he expressed confidence that the relations between Moscow and Tehran will strengthen regardless of the outcome of the Iranian elections. So, if you didn't know, the Iranians are also conducting elections in Tehran. So, we just got news that all the elections is going through from the whole republic, the Islamic Republic of Iran. So everyone's voting in the next president of Iran too. Putin also stated that Putin also rejected the idea of a ceasefire in Ukraine before peace talks begin. So he goes into depth that how Russia cannot declare a ceasefire because it is not confident in the response actions of the Ukrainian side. A ceasefire without reaching agreement on Ukraine is impossible. A ceasefire on the lines of contact is impossible before the start of peace negotiations with Ukraine. Moscow cannot declare a ceasefire in the hope for positive steps on the other side. For a ceasefire must agree to such steps that would be irreversible and acceptable to the Russian Federation, Putin said. So, very interesting. So, no ceasefire, Putin says, before until talks between Russia and Ukraine begin. Putin also noted, actually, I'll make you watch this video actually. So in this video, Putin talks about the Donald Trump's peace negotiation and peace plan of Ukraine and Russia. So just give it a watch.
В целом, конечно, я видел, что же отворачиваться от этого невозможно, тем более, что Соединенные Штаты остаются великой державой с известными возможностями в сфере экономики, безопасности, в сфере военного дела, и США член Совета Безопасности постоянный, конечно, такое влияние имеет на ситуацию на Украине. Конечно, не безразлично, что там происходит, но это их, собственно, внутреннее дело. Вы знаете, то, что господин Трамп, как кандидат в президенты, заявляет о том, что он готов и хочет остановить войну на Украине, мы к этому относимся вполне серьезно. Я не знаком, разумеется, с его возможными предложениями по поводу того, как он собирается это сделать. И это, конечно, ключевой вопрос. Но я не сомневаюсь, что он говорит это искренне.
So, if you just saw that video, Putin said he takes the Donald Trump's peace negotiations between Ukraine and Russia very, very seriously. So, it's not like a joke thing. So, Putin said he supports this. So, we can expect some pretty, well, Russia's side to accept this Trump deal. And we got some pretty interesting news that Orban has just apparently arrived in Moscow. So, by the time I'm doing this video, this has just came out. There's no other news of this right now. So apparently the Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban has arrived in Moscow, press secretary states. So, according to the statement from the Hungarian Prime Minister, Press Sec, this visit takes place in the framework of the relations between Hungary and Russia. Orban will meet the Russian President Vladimir Putin. So obviously they're going to be talking about relations between Russia and Hungary, and obviously the main topic, the Ukrainian war. So I'm pretty sure it was yesterday or 2 days ago now that Viktor Orban was just in Kiev. He was just talking with Zelensky about a peace deal and what his vision would be like if a peace treaty went through. Obviously, in the end, Zelensky rejected Viktor Orban's peace plan, and now obviously he's probably gone to Moscow to see what Vladimir Putin's peace plan is, or like his vision of peace is. So very, very interesting. So the Kremlin has reported that the Indian Prime Minister Modi will pay an official visit to Russia on July 8th to July 9th. The Kremlin has also stated again and again that he will be visiting most likely Moscow or St. Petersburg, or Russia's been actually holding a lot of meetings in Kazan too. So one of these cities. NATO has also stated that it does not have a presence present in India, but the North Atlantic Alliance is interested in creating a secure Indo-Pacific region, US Ambassador to New Delhi stated. We also got some news from the Ministry of Defense of Belarus, which is this is pretty interesting. So, the Ministry of Defense of the Republic of Belarus reports that there are about 115,000 military personnel on the armed forces of Ukraine in the North Group. The border with Belarus, there are about apparently 15,000 based directly near the border right now. So, huge news coming from there. More of a presence of Ukrainian activity to the Belarusian border here. And we've also gotten news that the Zelensky in Kiev has also stated that there will be a next counter offensive will begin once standing reserves have enough equipment. So currently there are apparently 14 brigades in the armed forces of Ukraine reserve, the Ukrainian president said, but they said they don't have the weapons to conduct any offensives. So they say that Zelensky said there will be another Ukrainian offensive. I'm pretty sure my own opinion, it will be obviously in Kharkiv. It's probably the most reasonable target to go through because the last offensive was trying to get to the Sea of Azov. So if we just measure to the very furthest point to the Sea of Azov, 55 miles, and for in kilometers, it'll be 90 kilometers. And obviously, this didn't work, so this will be an easier target for the Ukrainians to actually achieve, and it'll be a pretty good media victory for the Ukrainians too. So we can imagine the next Ukrainian counteroffensive coming from here. And we got news that this village here under the Ukrainian and Russian border has actually fully been occupied by Russia right now. So very interesting. Putin has also stated, no, Zelensky has also stated that Putin is afraid to leave Russia, claims Zelensky. The apparently, which I don't know if this is true because Russia in the previous months have just visited North Korea. It visited Vietnam. Putin was literally in Kazakhstan the other day. Erdogan, the president of Turkey, was just invited Putin to Turkey. So, very interesting statement by Zelensky. And we got some pretty big news coming from Hezbollah. So, Hezbollah has claimed the responsibility of firing over 200 rockets and 20 UAVs into Israel. So, local media reports there have been casualties in the north and huge fires broke out in the Golan Heights. So, the Golan Heights are here. So, apparently, huge fires have been raging here. And if you can just see in these videos here in your bottom left corner, the amount of smoke that's going on in these areas. So huge smoke, huge strike. We don't know if Hezbollah ended up doing anything significantly, but it did end up, Israel did end up now, if you see in the bottom left corner, now sending Iron Dome launchers on their way to the Lebanese border. So they're sending more and more air defense systems to the Lebanese border due to, well, just today that they just fired 200 rockets into Israel. You can see here, Israel is trying to put these fires out with these planes. So this is the water with chemicals in it, trying to stop the fires that's going on in the heights of the Lebanese and the Israeli border. We've got news coming from Lithuania. Apparently, the Ukrainians will teach Lithuanians how to fight in a conflict with Russia. So this was stated by a Ukrainian newspaper. So I'm not sure if this is true or not. It's just a random source I found. So we don't know if this is true. We got news coming from the Alaskan and the Russia's Far East front. So if you can see here, there's a Russian strategic bomber, the Tu-95 MS. Apparently, this bomber flew over Alaska during Independence Day. It apparently congratulated the Americans on their Independence Day, so they flew over Alaska. So pretty interesting. They said again, as I said, they said for the regions they congratulated the Americans, but we don't know. So Russian plane over America. We got news from the deputy head of the Russian security. I'm pretty sure in St. Petersburg. It might have been in Moscow though, but the deputy of head of the Russian Security Council, Dmitry, had made a number of important statements. So, since the beginning of 2024, apparently about 190,000 people have concluded contracts with the Russian Ministry of Defense. So, 190,000 people have joined the Russian armed forces so far. Obviously, this is not just soldiers. This could be, well, yes, so in the army, yes, but these could be like, I don't know, 10,000 of them could be truck drivers, 10,000 could be medics, you know. But apparently, the average daily rate of recruitment into joint group of troops is about 1,000 people. So, huge news coming from this council meeting. But again, very, very interesting. The former Ukrainian chief of the armed forces of Ukraine. I always butcher his name. I've never been able to pronounce his name. I'm pretty sure it's Zalushi. Sorry, I really can't say it. Zalushi. So apparently, I'll put an image in the bottom left corner so you know who I'm talking about. So apparently, he's now going to be the next ambassador to Britain. So very, very interesting. So he's already left to Great Britain. He will soon begin to perform his duties as an ambassador. And we got news that the British Defence Secretary Grant Shapps has lost his seat in the Parliament following the elections results. So there will be a new Defence Minister also in Great Britain, not just Prime Minister. Let's go to Moscow. Apparently, 47. There's been apparently a 47% of increase in Russian oil revenues. Bloomberg has reported. So huge, huge. If this is true, huge increase. And it seems that their Russian oil revenue has gone up 50%, even when like half of the world has sanctioned Russia, and it's still making some crazy money. So very, very interesting. And the last news today is that Tucker Carlson, as I stated yesterday, he stated that he will be trying to do an interview with Zelensky. Apparently, Zelensky will not give an interview to Tucker Carlson, stated the office of the President of Ukraine. So, very, very interesting. So no interview with Zelensky and Tucker Carlson. I don't know why he would have declined it. I think if he played it right, there's only everything to gain. So very interesting. So if you can see a lot of news today, a lot of non-scene news today, and if you want to stay updated on these non-scene news, consider subscribing and liking. And that's it from me. I am non-scene news. I will try and provide you the non-scene news that Western medias and other medias do not show you. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, I will see you in the next video. Have a good day.